Hey everybody, I'm gonna keep this video short. Today I received a response from a new cunt. Her name is Brooke L. Hold on a minute. Wait for it. Wait, wait. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Where's the cunt's name? Operation Finding Cunt. Okay. So her first name is Brook space capital L period Riffell. She's an attorney for Copa Pincus Joe and PC in Crown Point, Indiana. They're a large law firm. They have a lot of offices all over the place. I believe they have an office in Ohio, etc. And basically, they are representing the town of New Carlisle. They are representing Ron Witt. And basically, how I can safely call this bitch a fucking dumb, worthless fucking cunt who needs to die. She just needs to die. Is so I understand the law very well. I understand procedure somewhat for a pro person. And she is okay. So she included a whole bunch of nonsense about Andrea Haplin's protective order. That's not applicable to this case. Like, get the free speech issue, and I will handle that separately. Like, it has nothing to do with this case. Like, it's like saying, well, I'm a fucking fat ass, and I gained 40 pounds just by looking at chocolate cake. One doesn't have anything to do with the other, because actually have to eat the chocolate cake. I would assume anyway. At least that's how most people's bodies work. And Miss Brooke, Miss Cunt Brooke wants to open Pandora's box, and that's fine. I like when attorneys are young, dumb, and full of fucking law school that they want to, open Pandora's box. And so basically, my first response was, I believe I have entitled it the response to a dumb cunt. And, the reason why the court allows me to basically exercise my free speech and my pleadings, and they haven't said anything yet. They may, and then I'll sue them, is because, especially, I mean, more, even more than on a public sidewalk, and, if you're on a public sidewalk, that's a traditional public forum. Even more than that, especially in this forum, I can say whatever the fuck I want, as far as, as long as it doesn't violate any laws. And calling her a dumb, fucking, worthless fucking cunt who needs to die, I don't think that's violating any laws, or I wouldn't fucking say it. Okay? So basically, my takeaway from this is they're fucking scared. They're fucking scared because they know that they're gonna lose this case. And then so they wanna fucking, put all this extra nonsense in about Miss Cunt Haplin. It doesn't even I'm not suing Andrea Haplin in this case. I will be suing you though twice, you dumb bitch, but not now. I'm not suing you now. So how you even factor into this case, I have no idea. Miss Brooke, who's a dumb, worthless cunt, did not file the proper motion to quash. As far as I can tell, she's not contesting my subpoenas. She's just contesting that I asked for either 15 days as a temporary stay, after I get the documents that I wanted, so that I could review them and then include that in my full response. And so she's contesting that. Like, that just fucking defies logic, because she's not contesting the actual subpoena, but yet she's contesting the time to respond to the subpoena. So that doesn't make any sense to me. And if she did actually, if she did respond to, if she did somehow contest the subpoena, she needs to file a separate motion to quash. Like she can't just include it, and this is the same dumb, worthless fucking cunt as in Brooke L. Riffle. The Riffle sucks all of the dick. Oh, the Riffle does. Who somehow, thinks it's procedurally correct to include her motion to dismiss in a summary judgment. Maybe I'm incorrect on that, but I don't believe that's proper. But I didn't contest it because I knew that, she's a special ed and, I knew what she was trying to say. That's not a huge fucking argument for me to waste my time on. But yeah, so in the phone number above, if you would like to call Miss Riffle, who's a dumb, worthless cunt, to, just ask her why she hates free speech, because she included a whole bunch of nonsense. And, and I didn't realize how much of a shitstorm that my video regarding uh, Andrea Cunt Haplin was going to create, but it's created a lawsuit I'm going to file. It has created, that it's got Miss fucking Brooke Cunt Riffle so hot and bothered that she's getting desperate to where she's including shit that's not applicable to a federal lawsuit, something entirely entirely different jurisdiction that has nothing to do with this federal lawsuit, just to distract the judge. Because basically, if I have time, I will post the video of the traffic stop from the dash cam. Okay, I've watched the dash cam video in excess of 10 times, and I cannot see what alleged obstruction Ron Witt is talking about. Like, if you watch the video, you'll see very clearly that the video does not show any obstruction, yet they're still fighting me. It just kind of defies logic to me, because basically it's a matter of how much I'm owed. But we'll get to that point at some point here. Um, and so I subpoenaed Ron Witt's iRecords, and I subpoenaed a whole bunch of other stuff, and they're not contesting the subpoena. They're just contesting the time that I need. And I think 15 days, or I left it, basically open ended for the court. Well, if you guys think that 15 days is, unreasonable for me to respond after I received the actual, subpoenaed, information, then just give me something reasonable so I can respond and include it in my full response. That's all. And I don't think that is unreasonable. Okay, so basically, I'm taking a few minutes out of my day here, from my responses, dumb bitch. But you can tell when some bitch or some fucking dumb fucking lawyer are straight out of law school, and they've only been practicing less than 5 years, because her goal is just to drown me in paperwork. Like, that's her goal. She has no substance. She has nothing backing her. It's just, her thoughts and opinions and ghosts and fairy dust and just bullshit. Oh, well, we're going to drown Mr. Stone in paperwork. We're going to drown him in paperwork. And we hope he dies from paper cuts. Like, that's her whole legal strategy. Not to contest, the subpoenas, not to somehow argue the video. No. We're just going to waste a whole bunch of trees, and we're going to hope that Mr. Stone just cuts himself and bleeds out. That seems to be the legal strategy, because I read this response, and it's nonsense. Like, it's a whole bunch of nonsensical bullshit that is just by design, just purely to waste my fucking time. That's what this is. Okay. So the other component to this is I've also concluded that Miss Cunt Riffle, that she's a fascist. She doesn't like America. She doesn't understand free speech. She doesn't like free speech. And, free speech is, you know, see, speech that is protected under the First Amendment is, by its mere fucking, design, is going to be unpopular. Okay? So that speech that nobody has a problem with is, nobody needs to protect, actually popular speech. But unpopular speech that lives in a really bad neighborhood, such as calling, somebody a cunt or telling them that they need to die, that needs protection. Okay? It's kind of like if you wander into, some neighborhood, well, basically the whole south side of Chicago, and you're white, and you don't have a gun, probably don't just get out of the car. Just, if you have to, stop at a gas station, fucking hurry up and do your business and fucking get the fuck out of there, because you could be, involved in a drive-by shooting and be shot in the head just pumping your gas, okay? So the point of this is, I've been through enough fucking lawsuits and responses to realize that, lawyers automatically see, oh, well, hey, that Mr. Stone guy, he's a pro-per, okay? And so basically, they think I'm a moron, the moron, I guess. Somehow they think I'm retarded, and, all I do is, one, they piss me off. Two, they just open themselves up to, to actually more litigation. Because, basically, as far as I'm concerned, and maybe I'm incorrect, but, if a lawyer such as Miss Riffle is acting at the behest of the Central Intelligence Agency, which I think it's pretty safe to say that she is, because why the fuck would you not file the motion to quash? Why the fuck would you not, if you're going to contest the request for the temporary stay, then you would by default have to contest the actual subpoenas themselves. But so she's saying, well, we don't have a problem upon the subpoenas, but yet we have a problem upon Mr. Stone having any time to review them. Does that make sense to you? That seems pretty unreasonable. And I would know unreasonable because I am the king, CEO, and founder of unreasonability. So I know unreasonableness when I happen upon it, and this seems unreasonable. So at this juncture, I would conclude that Ms. Cunt Riffle is she is a governmental official. She's employed by the town of Nicolisle through the insurance company. And if you guys so choose, I feel to redress her. Ask her why she didn't file her motion to quash. Ask her why she's contesting a reasonable amount of time to respond to the subpoenaed information, and why is she including a whole bunch of other free, protected speech of a non-related fucking matter into her response, which is procedurally not proper and incorrect. But I'm gonna show the court how improper I can be. So sometime if you motherfuckers would actually like some light reading, I think that my motions and my court filings are pretty entertaining, because basically I just don't give a shit, and you're not gonna censor my speech, even in a response or court document. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want to say, and if a judge wants to say, well, you can't say that, lawsuit, because this is a traditional public forum. This method of communication, it is owned and operated by the government. It's public record unless it is sealed for cause. And this, in my opinion, that I even have more freedom of speech in court documents than I do on a public sidewalk. Either a little bit more or just as much as standing on a sidewalk and saying things that are unpopular, because the actual method of communication that this goes through the clerk's office and it goes through the judge is all owned and operated by the federal government. So, I would love uh, for Joan E. DeLugio, who's a federal judge in South Bend, or Robert fucking douchebag CIA himself, Miller, to contest that I can't say the word fuck or cunt or motherfucker in my motions. Now, is it unprofessional? Absolutely. Is it, you know, uh, uh, uncalled for? I think that's open to interpretation. I think when an attorney clearly demonstrates that they're fucking stupid and a dumb fucking cunt bitch who is employed by the CIA, I think it's perfectly warranted to tell her as such through the pleading that she is a dumb, worthless fucking cunt that works for the CIA, that she needs to die. Now, I will be expecting that Miss Riffle will probably see this video. Oh, he's talking about me. Oh, he's talking. I am so unfair for my life. Ah! Yeah. Okay, Miss Riffle, and she'll probably fucking file some protection order. But please do, Miss Riffle, because then you're gonna open yourself up to civil liability, like Miss Haplin is. I just haven't gotten to Miss Haplin yet, as far as my lawsuit I'm gonna file against her and the stuff I'm gonna do in a superior uh, uh, slash circuit court with Miss Haplin regarding this order. Let me see. You guys have anything you guys are chatting about in there? Just talking about here. Let me see here. Hello. Um, it depends. It depends where you would get the cake if it's CIA cake. I do not hate women. So to clear that up, I don't hate women. I love and cherish women, but I'm also not a fucking sap or a fucking John, or to the point where I'm gonna totally kowtow to a female just because she has a vagina and she may or may not have given fucking childbirth. Like, I mean, I can respect anybody, and just because I go after verbally a female, I would do the same to a guy. So, like, and any correspondence, with a female, let's say if I'm just talking to her professionally, or if I am romantically involved, or how the case may be, I mean, there has to be, a equal. There has to be a equal mutual respect, 50-50 basically. And if she's trying to get fucking 60-40, I'll fucking dominate her to a point where she's gonna come back down to she gets fucking 20, I get 80, okay? So, it's constantly, a power struggle, because you give a bitch fucking, 5 feet, she'll fucking take 30,000 miles just by the sheer nature of her being a female. And, I understand all women are like, oh, that's so sexist. That is so chauvinistic, but it's absolutely fucking true. You know, when I was in my late teens and early 20s, oh, I was the biggest fucking pushover and sap. And continually got my, heart broken by females and fucking walked all over. At about 24, then those days are fucking gone and never coming back, because you know if a female is going to be offended by you calling her a dumb fucking cunt bitch, and she actually deserves to be called a dumb fucking a cunt bitch, then that's her delusion. It's not on me. And you know, I express myself however I want to express myself. Courts are not gonna eliminate that. Fucking protection orders are not gonna eliminate that. Lawsuits I will continue to express myself however the fuck I want to, because if you guys think about this logically, it does not matter whether I am engaged in war against, Brooke L. Riffle, who who just so happens to be a female. If she doesn't want to actually play in the sandbox, then she shouldn't, have actually taken her shoes off and got in the sandbox. Like, now she's engaged me, she has my attention, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to legally fucking crush her dumb cunt fucking bitch ass. Along with Andrea Haplin. So it's not like I specifically hate her because she's a female. I hate her. I dislike her. Uh, Hate is probably not the right word to use, but I dislike her, personally and professionally, because she's not going to follow proper procedure for her response. She is held to a higher standard than I am, and I will point that out in my response. Also, she has, you know, shown through her behavior that she's a governmental agent. I have no respect for governmental agents. And so basically, if you or anybody else, I forget who asked that question, by the way. We'll go back and get your Gina Sherry Haspel. Uh, if your contention is that because uh, I refer to some female in terminology that you deem as derogatory, doesn't mean I hate women. It just means I have an issue upon that woman. It's kind of like when a perfect example of this is say if a bunch of bitches are in a club, and they hear fucking songs by Little John, or by who the fuck that are talking about fucking dumb bitches and hoes. Well, if you ask a female, well, are you offended by what you're hearing? And the typical response is no, because they're not talking about me. Okay, so it's like, if you are offended by the word bitch or cunt or hoe or slut or whatever the fuck, then, one, you don't have to listen to my content. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to watch it. You don't even have to subscribe to my channel. Okay? And then two, if you're so offended by those words, maybe you should stay off the internet. Maybe you shouldn't listen to radio. Maybe you shouldn't, ever listen to news, because the Donald, he'll fucking say some of the shit I say. So,